Our apparatus, which part of our apparatus is located under the heart, which is made out of carton and cardboard. And the heart pump serves as a visionary pump of how the blood flows in the body. So the red blood goes through to the left part of the heart, while the blue blood, which is the oxygenated blood, flows to the right part of the heart.
All right. Thank you very much. Judges, do you have any question at this point? No question? Can we proceed? We can proceed. All right, thank you very much. A round of applause once more to Conqueror House for talking about the secondary system. Please, before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our wonderful, indefatigable director in the person of Professor E.O. Adisa. Please, a round of applause to her. I'm sure she's seeing us currently online. Thank you very much, ma'am. And we want to also acknowledge our Chief Judge, who is also online currently watching what we are doing, the person of, and they'll be talking to us about the respiratory system. Brilliant House, over to you. 5 minutes.
Good day, judges. We are the fellow representatives of Brilliant House members here to show and explain the working model of the respiratory system. The aim of this model here is to show and explain how respiration takes place in a human being. It shows the various parts of the respiratory system, such as the lungs, the trachea, the diaphragm, etc. It also shows the mechanism of inhalation and exhalation and is removed. Here with me here are my fellow co-scientists, Jonelle, further explanation on the respiratory system. Thank you.
Good day, judges. Today I would like to talk to you about the working model of the respiratory system. The respiratory system is the body system that helps us breathe. Its main job is to take in oxygen, which the body needs for energy, and remove carbon dioxide, the waste gas. Functions of the respiratory system: respiration, gas exchange, oxygen and carbon dioxide between tissues and the environment, supplies oxygen to the body, helps in speech, voice production, helps regulate body temperature, protects the body from dust and germs. Parts of the respiratory system and their functions: nose, nasal cavity. Air enters the body through the nose. The hairs and mucus trap dust and germs. It warms and moistures the air. Pharynx, known as the throat, common passage for air and food, carries air from the nose to the larynx. Larynx, voice box, carries air from the nose to the trachea. Bronchi, two tubes that branch from the trachea, one bronchus goes to each lung. Bronchioles, smaller branches of the bronchi spread air through the lungs. Alveoli, tiny air spaces at the end of the bronchioles, surrounded by blood capillaries. Gas exchange occurs here. Diaphragm, dome-shaped muscles below the lung, helps in breathing by moving up and down. Lungs, spongy organs found in the chest. The right lung has 3 lobes, the left lung has 2. It contains the bronchi, the bronchioles, and the alveoli. Breathing process: inhalation, breathing in. Diaphragm contracts and moves down. Chest expands. Air enters the lungs. Exhalation, breathing out. Diaphragm relaxes and moves up. Chest reduces. Air leaves the lungs. Difference between the respiration and the breathing. Breathing, physical movement of air in and out of the lungs, while the respiration, chemical process by which oxygen is used to remove energy from food. Diseases of the respiratory system. Asthma causes difficulty in breathing. Airways become narrow. Bronchitis, inflammation of the bronchi, causes coughing and chest pain. Pneumonia, lungs get infected. The lungs are filled with fluid. Tuberculosis, serious lung infection, causes lasting cough. Ways to keep your respiratory system healthy. Avoid smoking. Exercise regularly. Avoid polluted air. Cover your nose when sneezing. Eat healthy food. Fun facts of the respiratory system. Your right lung is slightly bigger than your left lung. You can survive weeks without food, days without water, but only minutes without oxygen. When you exercise, you breathe faster because your body needs more oxygen. Thank you.
In conclusion, respiration creates awareness on how breathing works and the need of oxygen for life. It also creates awareness on the breathing-related diseases such as asthma, pneumonia, and bronchitis. Thank you.
Please, let's put our hands together for them again. At this point, I would like to call on our judges to take a look at their presentations. Judges, any questions from what they have said so far?
Okay. Just did experiment for showing the breathing process. What is the function of the diaphragm again? No one mentioned the function of the diaphragm.
The diaphragm is the dome-shaped muscles below the lung. It helps in breathing by moving down.
Thank you, Valiant's House. Let's put our hands together for them once more because it's not easy. At this point, I would like to call on Victory House to give us the skeletal system. Victory House, you have 5 minutes and the stage is yours.
Good day, judges, teachers, and my co-scientists. My name is Joanna Kashima. I'm here with me.
The aim and hypothesis of this experiment is to illustrate the importance and structure of the human skeleton. The apparatus used in making this project was pencil, marker, eraser, glue gun.
Meaning of the human skeleton. The human skeleton is the body's framework or structure. It consists of bones, cartilage, and ligaments that support the body and helps in the functioning of the body. Here vitamin D from sunlight, exercise regularly, and so on. Types of bones. We have the flat bone, the irregular bone, the sesamoid bone, and the long bone.
human skeleton. The human skeleton has 5 main functions. It supports the body and helps us stand upright. It stores minerals like calcium and phosphorus, which keeps the bone strong. It produces blood cells in bone marrow. It helps with movement using the muscles and the joints. Types of joints. We have the pelvic joint, the gliding joint, the hinge joint, and the ball and socket joint. Bone marrow. Bone marrow are tissues found in bones. We have the red bone marrow and the yellow bone marrow. The red bone marrow produces blood cells and the yellow bone marrow stores fat. Vertebral column. Vertebral column is slightly curved to maintain balance, support the body, and absorption. Bone problems and diseases. We have arthritis, fractures, and rickets. Rickets are caused by lack of vitamin D. Arthritis are pains and inflammation in the joints, while fractures are broken. The human skeleton is the central axis of the body, which consists of the backbone, the rib cage, the sternum, and the sternum. While on the other hand, the appendicular skeleton includes the arms, the legs, the shoulders, and the hips, which helps the movements of the body. Some important bones in the body include the vertebral column, the pelvis, and the femur, which is the longest bone in the body. Types of skeleton. We have the endoskeleton. This is an internal skeleton found in humans. The exoskeleton is an external skeleton found in insects and crabs, while the hydrostatic skeleton is the fluid-supported skeleton found in earthworms. Types, major bones in the body. We have the pelvis, the cranium, the clavicle, the mandible, the patella, and the humerus.
In conclusion, the human body is very important to the human skeleton is very important to the human body. Without the human skeleton, you cannot move or do anything. Thank you.
Please our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call on the judges to look at their presentation. Please, judges, any questions from what they have said so far?
Okay, so I heard when you were talking about types of bones, and you also mentioned something about fracture. Okay, so what's the difference between a fracture and a dislocation?
So, a fracture is when the bone breaks, while dislocation, on the other hand, is when the joints of the bone shift.
You have done so well. This is an endoskeleton.
Yes.
An endoskeleton.
Yes.
Exoskeleton. In the classification of living things, where are they classified? That is spider, scorpion. Where are they classified?
In classification, we have what we call the phylum Arthropoda, which is basically where things like cockroaches with exoskeletons are. The phylum Arthropoda.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that, in the classification of living things, we have there as kingdom habits. Yeah, under kingdom. Can you remember?
Yes. Number 5.
Human skeleton that fly underwater.
We have apes, we have human beings. Which one they classify? Can anyone help?
Classification, we have the apes, the mammals, the bison, the amphibians, and the reptiles.
Thank you, Victory House. Can we please give them another round of applause? Last but not least, I would like to give the stage to Vision House for their presentation. You have 5 minutes.
Good day, teachers, judges, and my fellow pupils. My name is Chisan Obusi, and with me are my co-scientists, Alicia Abu.
Peter Bowen.
From Vision House, and we'll be talking on the hydraulic lift working model. This is a device that uses hydraulic fluid to lift up heavy objects. It works on Pascal's principle of pressure, which says that pressure applied to a confined force is transmitted equally in all directions. The aim of this experiment is to show how hydraulic lift works in real life. Syringes of the same sizes, a wooden or a plastic platform, water or hydraulic fluid, pipes and connectors, and weights to lift.
The hypothesis of this experiment is that when fluid pressure is applied to this model here, it will lift up heavy weights.
Now we have the procedure. Step 1, we get our syringes and tubes, then we fill them up with water or hydraulic fluid, whatever you have. Step 2, we place a base or platform which will lift up the object. Then step 3, you apply something like a small weight, anything that you have that can lift up for this particular model. Then step 4, we observe it by reducing the pressure by pulling it out. The result, the weight that we have there, it will go up when we reduce the pressure from the syringe that is on the base. Now we have 4 syringes there. These ones here, they hold the support that will take it up, and the ones here, which are on the base, they reduce or add pressure to that take it up or down.
For the real-life application, first I want us to know what hydraulic is. Hydraulic is the study of liquids and their mechanical properties. For instance, how they move, resist movement and act when pressure is applied to it. And the real-life application of this is that this is used in construction sites, that is escalators. It's used in wheelchair lifts, hospitals, car jacks, car brakes, and the most common use of it is the car brake that we use in our daily, everyday life. I'll give
Limitations of this experiment is ensuring that air bubbles are removed for it to work smoothly, and ensuring you leak all pipes and connectors properly to avoid leaks, as when it begins to leak, it begins to dysfunction.
Fluid, it distributes the pressure in all areas. That's why it can go up or down. So, just can you come, let's demonstrate.
so when pressure is applied to the feet, that's pulling it to lift up weights. When you push it back, you sit down. And you might be wondering why you use liquid. The reason is because liquid is incompressible. That means when you apply pressure to it, you can't change its body.
Which industry pressure needs and use?
For that question, so I use this in automobile, where because a human can just pull it up or down, or any machine like that, but it's really easier to use this because it takes you up and track can move to where the designated location is where you want to be.
A round of applause once more. Please can we clap for the South Vision for giving us the hydraulic lift machine. Now please, I want to pray the indulgence of all the houses. I hope you are ready for your next experiment. But before that, you have a question online. And here is the question. This question is for Valiant's house. You spoke about the respiratory system, right? This is the question online. From our Chief Judge. Listen to the question. Now that you know how the respiratory system works, what are some respiratory hazards and how can you keep yourself safe from hazard? Did you get that question or should I take it again? Question. Now that you know how the respiratory system works, what are some respiratory hazards and how can you keep yourself safe? From hazard. Over to you.
Some of the respiratory system are smoking, breathing in polluted air, and not exercising regularly. So how you can keep yourself safe is do not smoke, exercise regularly, and avoid pollution.
I want to believe you've learned something new today. How you can keep yourself safe, stay away from polluted air, avoid cigarettes, smoking, shisha. Abi, beautiful. Igbo weed, set cigarettes, so it's a generic thing, it's all around, in every ramification. Smoke, and a host of others. Okay? Please, once more, a round of applause to the respiratory system house, Valiant's house. And I want to believe strongly that we are learning 18 or 2. The essence is to pick something and hold very dear to you. So, anytime knowledge is dispensed like this, ignorance must definitely fly away. Okay? So, well done. At this point in time, let's all stand and let's do a little exercise before we call in for the second round of the experiment. Please hold on. There's another question again. We need to attend to this question. This question is on the skeletal. Okay. Victory House, you have a question here. It's replaced. Yes, this is a new skeletal drawing. The wrist, everything is complete here. All right, let's do a little exercise before we proceed. We've spoken so well about the respiratory system, right? We've heard about circulation, we've heard about what? The skeleton, right? Alright, and then hydraulic lift. So we are going to put these 4 experiments into practicals now. Ask me how. Ask me how. Ask me how. Beautiful. Breathe in. I said in, some people are raising shoulder. In. Out. Out. In. Out. All right, let's rise a little. Up. Up. Up, up, up. Slowly down, 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 down. All right. Let's twist to the left, to the right, left, right, left, right. Heads up. Let's draw a circle with our heads. Take it from 12 o'clock. 12. 6, 9, 12. Anti-clockwise. 12, 6, 3, 12. Thank you very much. Please sit down. Clap for yourselves. Alright, thank you very much. We are going to continue with the second phase of the experiment. Please, I want to crave the indulgence of your respective houses. Come and stand by your table. We will start in earnest. And let me give you a rundown of this experiment. For the second presentation, we'll be having tests for carbon 4 oxide, Williams house, sublimation, Victory house, test for reducing sugar, Vision house, and Conqueror house will give us osmosis. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Williams house, 5 minutes. Good luck.
Good afternoon, judges, students, and my fellow scientists. I am by name Iyanu Olua, and here with me is Rejoice Pajo and Ehiada. We are representing Valiant's House in the experiment test for carbon 4 oxide. So, the aim of this experiment is to detect the presence of carbon 4 oxide using our experiment. Our hypothesis is that by the end of this experiment, our solution is going to be milky colored. So for this experiment, we'll need the following materials. First, we'll need sodium tetracarbonate 5 acid. Then we'll also need calcium hydroxide. We'll use a spoon so that our hands don't get messy with the calcium hydroxide. We'll also use a funnel so that the sodium tetracarbonate 5 acid will go straight into our beaker. So for this procedure, first we put our calcium hydroxide into our round bottom plate. After that, we place our funnel on top of our round bottom plate. Then we pour in our sodium tetracarbonate 5 acid. I'll pass it on to my co-scientist to explain the chemical reaction that you now see.
In this experiment, the calcium hydroxide reacts with the carbon dioxide to form calcium carbonate and water out of the solution. As you can see, our positive results came out very well. The calcium carbonate or nuclear plant. You can use this in real life. It is used for in health. If carbon dioxide is detected in your respiratory organ, it means you have respiratory issues. It is used for making fire extinguishers. It is used to quench fires. For our conclusion, you can see the calcium carbonate on milky or cloudy. For the test is simple and effective way to detect carbon dioxide. Thank you.
Can we please give them a round of applause? Our judges, please, would you like to step forward to see their presentations? Any questions from what they've said before?
It turns milkable or cloudy. Okay, that is the result of the experiment. We say that we use it to fire extinguish. That is why when you're using fire extinguisher, that's how that's how the liquid is. If you look at it, it looks like this. It's like well done, good one.
Do we have any other questions, judges? If there are no questions, please may take your seats. A better round of applause for Valiant's House. I would now like to give the stage to Victory House for their presentation. Victory House, you have 5 minutes to do justice.
Village judges, teachers, and my fellow through a liquid base.
The apparatus for this experiment are a beaker, a watch glass, the heat source, and iodine crystals. The procedure: gently place the solid substances in the beaker, cover with the watch glass. Turn on your heat source and heat gently. Observe what happens. Judges, please can you come forward to observe? Observation. The iodine crystals strip the liquid phase entirely, changing to a fine purple gas.
Result: solidation occurs. No liquid is seen and absorbed.
Real life application: dry ash used for fog effects in vents or cleaning. Air freshener: some solid air freshener sublimate, releasing fragrance into the air. Purification: sublimation is used to purify substances like iodine or camphor.
To conclude, this experiment demonstrates sublimation, where the solid substance changes directly to gas without turning to a liquid first. Thank you.
Another round of applause for them. That was beautiful. Judges, please, do we have any questions?
I'm not a judge, but I have a question. All right. So can water supply? Can water supply? Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
And are they shooting?
Thank you. Any more questions?
The experiment is very clear. We can see it done copy. That is a good one. And where can you see this iodine? Where can you see it? Where can you see it around? You understand? You understand my question? Where can you see it?
Come on, listen, come on.
So you can find this in the chemist.
The crystals in the chemist. There are certain stores that sell these things, but not in chemist. Chemist sells the chemist sells the dissolved iodine for medical care, but the crystals are not sold in chemists. Okay?
Thank you, judges. If there is no more questions, please may take it. Another round of applause for Vision House, please. Victory House, sorry. I would now like to call on Vision House for the testing for reducing sugar. Vision House, the stage is yours.
Good day to you all. My name is Iveres Hashima, and here with me is Rebecca Richard and Martin Pojo. We are here to conduct a test for reducing sugars.
The aim of this experiment is to detect reducing sugars using pellet solution A and B. According to the hypothesis, if a sample contains reducing sugars, it will react when mixed with pellet solution A and B, and it will form a reddish precipitate, also known as copper 1 oxide. The apparatus for these experiments are beaker, test tubes and boiling tubes.
What you are saying online.
Pellet solution A and B. Last but not the least, we have a gas cooker, hot water, a hot surface, or a Bunsen burner.
The procedures of this experiment. First of all, we mix equal amounts of the solution A and B. That's 30 milliliters of solution A and 30 milliliters of solution B. We mix our glucose and 30 millimeters of water to form a glucose solution, which will serve as a solution to be used to test for the reducing sugar. And then we mix pellet solution A and B and the glucose solution together, and then we apply heat in order to see a change from blue to a bricks red precipitation.
Now, this is our felling A and felling B solution. And over here we have our glucose and water. So now we're going to put part of this felling A and B solution in the test tube. Now we are going to add an equal amount of our glucose. Now we are going to put this over the fire top so that we can see
a change in the color of this solution. Now, while we wait, let me tell you about the limitations and life applications of this experiment. Fanning says is not specific for glucose and can give false positives with other reducing sugars. Additionally, this test is very sensitive to pH and temperature and presence of other substances is widely used in various industries to detect the presence of reducing sugars in food products. It can also be used in clinical laboratories to test for glucose in urine, which can help to prevent diabetes. Thank you. So now let's come back to our Fanning solution, A and B, and glucose precipitate.
If you reduce the volume, you get to the gadget. About half.
Okay, now if you observe, you can see the mixture is slowly changing color. It is now taking on a greenish hue, and from then it will take on an orangish reddish hue.
It's going to move from blue to yellow to orange, and then it will later give us a bricks red precipitation or a bricks red color.
Now you can see the finished product. It has taken on the orangish reddish precipitate, which is also known as copper eye oxide.
So do our judges have any questions?
Any question? No question? A round of applause once more to the house.
We were asked if there could be an alternative to this test. Okay, and I did some research and I found out there's something similar. It is called a deburatory agent, yes.
This is science is real. Please a round of applause once more to Vision House. From all indications, this house, it didn't come to joke. They came fully prepared. All right. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge in our midst the presence of Professor James Adisa. Please a round of applause. You can do better than this. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. Please enjoy yourself with the little time you have with us. All right. Conqueror House, over to you. Osmosis.
Good afternoon, the panel of judges, teachers, and my fellow students. My name is Gabchong Agbo, Joseph Leon, and Sharon Bright. The title of our experiment is Osmosis, and the aim of this experiment is to display osmosis with the use of potato slices, snails, and earthworm as mediums. The hypothesis is the potato slices that are added into the salt solution and sugar solution will likely lose mass and become flaccid, while the potato slices added into plain water will gain mass and become turgid. I'll be defining the term turgidity, osmosis, and flaccidity. Osmosis is the movement of water from regions of weaker solutions to regions of stronger solutions. Turgidity is a condition in which cells absorb water to the point. lose water to the environment faster than they can absorb. So the apparatus that we needed for this experiment, we have water, sugar, salt, potato, freshly sliced potatoes. We have snails, we also have earthworms. Yes, sir. So for the procedures, firstly, the procedures for the potato slices, we'll be slicing the potatoes into equal sizes. Then the potato slices will be added into plain water. Plain water, sugar solution. And the salt solution. So this requires to wait for 30 minutes to see visual results, but we can't wait for 30 minutes. So Joseph Lian will be giving the expected results for this. So we'll be moving over to the snails and earthworms. Okay, so now salt, plain salt is going to be added.
This is our salt. So our salt and our sugar. It's follows for our clean water solution.
our plain water solution, the slice would likely to become firm and gain mass because the water from the region outside the potato cell would be drawn into the cell of the potato. For our salt solution, which is our hypertonic solution, the solution of higher concentration outside the organism or the salt solution would be drawn into the will draw water out of the organism or cell to equate the solute concentration of both the cell and the solution. And for our sugar solution of the concentration is because it is measured in moles, it is measured in molecules. The results might vary. So our real life applications, you can see osmosis, reverse osmosis can be used in medical terms in the treatment of overly body fluid, like is deposit of fluids in the blood and the body. We can also use it for plant watering, where the zygote of a tree drinks in the water to give nutrients to the plant, and we also have food preservation, where salt is added to food supplies to preserve food from bacteria or organisms. Thank you.
In conclusion, this experiment demonstrates osmosis through the use of our potato slices, our snail, and our earthworm, our circular models. A round of applause for them. Our judges, do we have any questions for the presentation?
Comments? Okay. So, one, you must be conscious, okay? You can see your earthworm on the clock. So when you and something may have happened. You just assume that that's equal, what do I call it? Equal advantage to all the slices. In fact, you should have sliced your potato before now and just show us the potato and then you drop it. Is that okay? Then lastly, you must confirm your information very well. The applications of osmosis, especially in medicine, you know, we know that that is very important in replacing body fluids. Isn't it? Very, very important. It's also very important in the amount of salt that we put in our food. If you put salt in your food anyhow, it's not good for your health. If you don't use salt, it's not good for your health, especially if you are a normal blood pressure person. And then, of course, you are talking about sugar. I didn't hear you make any comments on that.
So sugar is a hypertonic solution, same with our salt. So it might decrease the size have limitations to the...
No, they have
to hear from them.
Hello? I don't know if I'm audible.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, I just want to encourage all of us. Science is really interesting, and the application of the knowledge that we learn can help solve a lot of problems later in life. So I would love us to keep on researching and keep on thinking of different applications of the experiments that we are looking at. The experiment that we are doing, particularly that on osmosis, kind of environment. And some other adaptive features that they don't have. So the knowledge of osmosis and of the knowledge of diffusion and how it works will help us it can help us in solving problems. Maybe those of us who want to study medicine or those who want to further their studies to be able to use that to solve some problems. Then I wanted to say something on the respiratory system. The question that we took on the respiratory system had to do with respiratory hazards that we can point out, and then some ways in which we can avoid respiratory hazards. There are everyday life things. When we use our nose mask, I'm sure during the COVID-19 period, we saw almost everybody wearing nose mask. It's because of the risk of respiratory hazard, so you protect your nose. You know, within your nostrils, there are small strands of hair. Those strands of hair in your nostrils have to filter the air that comes in as you breathe in. Most times, some of the diseases you mentioned, you talked about bronchitis and asthma. You notice that students that are lost when there's the vaccine because you notice that students that are lost when there's the vaccine because get into the and to study skills you can do what you are studying right now in the future and dream.
Thank you, sir. Can we please give him a round of applause? And now, the order of this will be Victory House, Vision House, and Conqueror House. Victory House will be giving us boiling point of liquid. Vision House will be giving us rate of chemical reaction. Conqueror House will be giving us test of ammonia gas. And Valiance House will be giving us law of conservation of mass. To call on Victory House to start their presentation. Are we ready? Victory House, Vision House.
Good day, judges, accurate timekeeper, co-scientists, and fellow learners. My name is Selina Philip, and here with me are
Joseph.
Sandra. Title of our experiment is The Boiling Point of Water, and our aim is to demonstrate how heat energy causes water to change from a liquid state to a gaseous state.
The apparatus are kettles, beaker.
The apparatus for this particular experiment, we have the beaker, we have thermometer, we have heat source, we have water, and the stand.
Hypothesis. If water is heated, then it begins to boil. It begins to boil when the vapor pressure equals the atmospheric pressure.
Procedures. Put the water into the beaker.
John, don't mark the experiment. Speak from the side.
Place the beaker on the heat source. Insert the thermometer to measure the current temperature. Observe as small bubbles occur when the heat increases. And finally, record the temperature when precious bubbles occur.
Data and observation. If you observe carefully, you will see that small bubbles begin to appear from 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, and vigorous bubbling continues at 100 degrees Celsius.
In conclusion, water falls when heat energy raises its vapor pressure to match atmospheric pressure. This experiment teaches us how pressure and altitude affect boiling, making a great demonstration of thermodynamics in everyday life. When water boils, it changes its state from a liquid state to a gaseous state. During boiling, water reaches 100 degrees Celsius. This is known as boiling point.
As you're observing, there are bubbles that appear, and then the thermometer light begins to raise as the water starts to boil.
That answer, the other group was asked if water can supply. This experiment is also confirming that question for those set of people that came. So that answered the question. This experiment answered that question. The question was asked, can water supply? But they were not sure if water can supply. And this experiment gave us answer for that.
Please, a round of applause for them. Please, a round of applause for them.
Please let me just clarify something so that we don't leave here with the wrong impression. So, you are boiling water and it's made into vapor, right? Am I correct? Yes. Very good. Now, if you had ice and that ice is moving directly to a vapor state, then we call that sublimation. Do you understand? Because water exists as ice, liquid water, and gaseous water, right? So, when we are talking about sublimation, it is the movement of water from ice form to vapor form. I hope that is clear.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Do we have any other questions or observations? Please, another round of applause for Victory House. I would like to move on to Vision House. The stage is yours. Yeah.
Good afternoon, fellow students, teachers, and learners. My name is Nikita Tapsha from Vision House, and I'm here with we're here to show how certain factors can affect the rate of chemical reactions. Our aim is to demonstrate how temperature, surface area, and the addition of a catalyst can affect the rate of chemical reaction. Our materials using yeast, water, bottles, measuring cups, thermometer, powdered sugar, and
For the method for surface area, we're going to use tiles and calcium carbonate, add hydrogen peroxide to it. For the catalyst, we're using yeast and hydrogen peroxide, and for temperature, we're using hot water, cold water, and water. For the method for surface area, we're going to use tiles and calcium carbonate, add hydrogen peroxide to it. For the catalyst, we're using yeast and hydrogen peroxide, and for temperature, we're using hot water, cold water, and water.
And we're going to be starting with surface area to show the rate of chemical reaction states that when larger the surface area, the faster the reaction and when larger the surface area, the faster the reaction and the smaller the surface area, the slower the reaction occurs because when the surface area is large, it causes the particles to collide more frequently, causing a faster reaction. We're going to be adding hydrogen peroxide to calcium carbonate and to the tires. As you can see here, it took a small amount of time for the calcium carbonate and the hydrogen peroxide to react, rather than hydrogen peroxide and tires. Small amount of time for the calcium carbonate and the hydrogen peroxide to react, rather than hydrogen peroxide and tires. For temperature, we're going to be adding milk, hot water, and cold water to show how hot water can increase the rate of chemical reactions and cold water reduces the rate of chemical reaction because of the temperature level. We're going to be adding the cold water first. We're going to be adding the cold water first for hot water. As you can see here, the reaction for the hot water took a lesser time than the reaction for the cold water. Now we're going to be adding a catalyst. A catalyst is a substance that affects the rate of a chemical reaction without undergoing any permanent change at the end of the reaction. We're going to be adding yeast, and yeast are promoter catalysts. Hydrogen peroxide. As we can see here, the yeast reacted fast with the hydrogen peroxide because it is a catalyst, and this catalyst promotes the rate of chemical reaction because they promote it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vision House, for your presentation. Can we please have any observations or questions from the judges?
What is the line of equation? Is chemical reaction.
Okay, understanding the factors that affect the rate of chemical reaction help us to maximize our time efficiency. Like for example, if you want to make tea and you're like in a hurry, you can add your hot water fast and it gives you a better taste than even cold water. And for the catalyst, it's used in food production. Yes, you use yeast in the making of donuts to speed up reaction of process. Oh, and bread too.
Thank you, Vision House. Can we please give them I would now like to give the stage to Valiance House for their presentation on law of conservation of plants.
Good day, panel of judges, esteemed timekeeper. My name is Amanda Bogoro, and with me today is Ashamari and Nirat Paja. The title of our experiment is The Law of Conservation of Mass. This project demonstrates the law of conservation of mass, which states that matter can neither be created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. The aim of this experiment is to show that the total mass of a substance before a chemical reaction is equal to the total mass of a substance after the chemical reaction. Our theory is that when a chemical reaction occurs, mass of a substance before the reaction will be equal to the total mass after the reaction. Our materials needed are a weighing balance, a small test tube, a thread, dilute hydrochloric acid, silver nitrate, and a conical flask. Our safety
Okay, now dilute hydrochloric acid is going to be poured into a small test tube too. Okay, now we are going to suspend the test tube inside the flask using a thread, but since we don't have a thread, we are substituting it with this. So we are going to measure it. Okay, so we have the measurement. You guys can come. So we got 215.4. So let's just say it's 215 grams approximately. So now we are going to tilt the flask. We're going to tilt the flask and allow the acid to mix with the sodium carbonate. Now we have mixed it, the mass has changed. Yes, students, we come and check the weight of the chemical, which is 180 point. It's 179.9 grams. It is now 180. Okay, so this just showed that before we mixed it with before we mixed acid with the sodium carbonate, the weight was less. So now the weight has added because we poured the acid into the sodium carbonate.
observation was that the substance turned white. This was due to the release of hydrochloric acid into the substance. Our result was that even though the substance wasn't equal to the mass of the substance before the reaction, it still confirms the law of the conservation of mass. In conclusion, this experiment confirmed the law of conservation of mass, which stated that the total mass of a substance before the reaction will be equal to the total mass after the reaction. Our real-life applications is that they are used in laboratories and they are used in industries. Thank you.
I would like to ask if the judges have any observations or questions.
Okay, I have a few observations. My first observation is that I saw Asha weighing the setup with even the handle and the texture. Together. You didn't need the picker. You remove the handle. Is that okay? That's one. But I'm not sure that you proved that law correctly. Because the weight at the beginning is clearly different from the weight at the end. And you don't do science by faith. It's what you see. It's based on what you see. So I think you didn't really get your setup very well. Number one, I would have expected that you will know the weight of your test.
Thank you, sir. Last but not least, I would like to, please give them a round of applause. Last but not least, I would like to give the stage to Conqueror House for their presentation.
Good day, everyone. We are from Conqueror House, and my name is Brenda, and here with me is Irene Okoye,
Manuel Luca.
Ihoma Ebujo. The aim of our experiment is to test for ammonia. Our hypothesis. The hypothesis for test for ammonia gas is that ammonia is an alkaline gas. It reacts with water to form a base, which turns red litmus paper blue.
Moving on to our apparatus. For apparatus, we have our litmus papers, red and blue. We have our hydrochloric acid. We have our ammonia solution. We have our retorт stand. We have a round bottom flat, a glass rod, safety equipment which are our gloves and our lab coats. We also have our glass rod.
Ammonia has a characteristic choking smell which is easily recognizable. Its presence can be confirmed by doing the following test. 1. Action on litmus paper. Hold a damp red litmus paper into the jar containing the unknown gas. If the red litmus paper turns blue, the gas is ammonia, as it is the only alkaline gas. Two, action with hydrochloric acid. Dip a glass rod into the concentrated hydrochloric acid. Containing ammonia. White dense fumes are formed if the gas is ammonia.
Don't put that rod on that cloth. It will eat it. It's an acid.
3. React ammonia solution and hydrochloric acid. To test for HCl gas. Both are soluble in water. Uses of ammonia gas. Aqueous ammonia is also used in softening temporarily hard water. 2. Aqueous ammonia is also used in laundries as a solvent for removing grease and stains. 3. Liquid ammonia is used as a refrigerant. Although is being changed, although it's now being replaced by less toxic and
I've heard those kinds. Okay, so the next time is supposed to pay attention to that little detail.
Okay, so we are very safety conscious. That okay. I noticed that one of you took the rod that you placed its sulfuric acid, right? Is that it? Yes, and you are placing it on the table to tie it to what was said earlier to do exactly the same damage. So if you don't have a red witness, can you still do this test? How would you do it? Do you have a microphone? Use a microphone. It's not red. What would you do?
So you can use the blue liquid.
Instead of you to list some things and say etc. Something like made you don't
invite him again.
Okay.
Speak, don't worry, just go ahead.
We would be hearing from somebody online.
Welcome to Alipo.
To have a feel of the presence of the ammonia by smelling it. And then on the group that were working on to prove that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, I totally agree with what Prof was saying, what Professor James was saying about the need to weigh the equipment, weigh the test tube, and know what the weight of the test tube is. Then maybe after loading it with the chemicals you want to use for your reaction, you weigh it again. So when you subtract the weight, get the mass of the chemical and the test tube from the test tube alone, you now have the weight of the chemicals. And then you do the same thing after the reaction. Then you can prove scientifically that matter was neither created nor destroyed because of your experimentation. So those are the observations I wanted to make. And I wish you well. You are doing very great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Can we please give him a round of applause? We have arrived at our last bus stop, which should be the last presentation on ICT. My personal favorite, we'll be starting with Vision House giving us the food ordering app. Our house presentations can be projected onto the screen. Vision House, over to you.
Good afternoon, panel of judges, timekeeper, and my fellow audience. My name is Joshua Bright, and with me here I have Peter Bowon, and we are here to represent Vision House on the creation of our food ordering app called Twist and Treat. What is three coding languages? Firstly, the JavaScript. Second, the HTML. The HTML code.
Welcome to Alipo.
The HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, makes up the writing and the format in the app. Without the HTML, you will not be able to read the information that is given in the app, and without it, you will not be able to find the direction or the service section of whichever section you wish to enter. As for the CSS, which stands for Cascading Styling Sheets, the CSS, which makes up the beauty of the app, it stands for the background of the app. As you can see, there is a section of where colors can be chosen, and this is what makes up the beauty of the app. As you can see, the app is in a purple line color form. If I want, I can change it to red. If I want, I can change it to blue. Now, a quick demonstration of how our food ordering apps are. Well, if you move into the treat section, you can see a variety of food or a variety of treats where you can pick to your best desire. And this is all thanks to the JavaScript, because without the JavaScript, the app will not be able to take you to the treat section where you want to pick the treats or the food in which you like. As you can see here, we have the pastry section where we have the bread, the egg rolls, the donuts, and so on and so forth, with their price tag attached to each and every treat. And we have the cake section where we have the chocolate cake and the red velvet cake with the prices, with the price tags attached to each and every. Now, if we head over to our twist section, we have a variety of clothes where you can pick to your desire. You can pick, let's say, for example, if you want to pick the cotton mittens, the cotton hoodie, the winter gloves, and the winter socks.
And now, if you want to come to the shop where it is, you can go to the treat section or anyone of the trades, come to contact, and a location will pop up on the screen. This is where the shop is. For example, this is where you are, in case you want to come and get it by yourself.
We would like to hear from our judges for any questions or observations.
Website is to be able to deliver food, upload it to wherever you are. It is to provide comfort in your home, so you don't have to stress yourself going out or coming back. That's why our contact is here. So you can tell us our Facebook account, TikTok, phone number, email. So you can tell us your address so I can deliver it to you. So you won't have to keep comfort of your phone. Thank you.
So what inspired this technology?
So the technology used to create the app.
What inspired the website? What inspired you to create this? What motivated you to do this?
Well, as we all know, the world is changing into a technological world. So it is better of us to also follow the transformation of the world and also be techno-based, where we have apps like this, where food can be easily delivered. Instead of walking to physical places, you can do it on technological based on.
I'm sure that there is no perfect device. So what is the downside of this? What is one disadvantage of your app, if there is any?
Thank you very much for that question. Concerning your question, that will take us straight to the JavaScript, because the JavaScript, as my classmates rightfully said, it has to do with the functionality of the app. So if our JavaScript coding language is scanty, it will revolve in the functionality of the app. So we have to take, well, personally, I have to look at the JavaScript twice, because without the JavaScript, the app will not be able to function very well, because it is the functionality of the app that makes it more attractive to people other than the CSS and the HTML. So without the JavaScript, the app would not be able to function to where it is meant to function. Thank you.
If I'm to understand you correctly, what is the limitation? To the users, not to the creator, to the users, what is the limitation? A big disadvantage of this?
Okay, our greatest disadvantage concerning our app right now is it is not open based to all devices for now, because it is a HTML file, so it can only be opened on certain browsers that support certain HTML codes. For example, we can't release this app to your phone because it's HTML. It won't be able to work properly in your phone. So while we keep working on it, we'll be able to improve it and make it phone-based. Thank you.
Thank you once again to Vision House for their presentation. Will Conqueror House please go to the table for this? Can we give them a round of applause as well? Okay, there's a comment online.
I don't know if I can speak now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That was a nice presentation. I think we should give them a round of applause. I couldn't hear in detail the entire presentation of the I can see that it's to it so that you can locate and have a schedule of how you transport the order for any of the and I want us to dream and see if you can run it. Is it a program that people can lodge complaints and you can improve the system as it goes? That's what I wanted to say. I wish you the best.
Conqueror House will start the presentation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Samuel Joseph. I'm from Conqueror House, and we have been told to make a shopping app. But we are software creators, we are innovators, we are great thinkers. So we went ahead and installed many things. As you can see here, it's called the Vendor Hub. And the aim of this is to inspire and marketize local vendors. So our app here provides the opportunity for local vendors around your neighborhood to sign up, and then we're going to make for them an app in which they'll be able to sell their products and view. So let me quickly show you guys. As you all can see, this is the marketplace in which vendors and local and business people can sign up and then review their products here. And then this is the price range in which you can adjust the price to your recommended or budget. And then here we have your ratings, because here we only prioritize good products very well. So we also sell online courses, for example. So these are our vendors. This is one of our vendors. If you sign up, your page will show up like this, in which you can view your things and also add more items. These are part of your product and then your courses, in which you can add them and then sell it on the hub. As you can see, this creator here, which signed up with us, have handcrafted leather wallets, minimalist canvas backpack. So, and these are the courses he offers. So we also train young individuals that wish to be partners with us. We train them in which they can come and buy one of these courses, and then you can also learn and become our partners. So the coding languages that I use for this is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is just like text and how the page looks, while the CSS is the colors and the design of the outlook of the page, while JavaScript is the backbone. This is very important because this is very important to making an app function out. Thank
you. Let's start for you. And my question is, can this app be used on your phone?
For now, we can't, but if it gets transformed to an API file, it can.
So, if I'm to understand you, it's for vendors, right?
Yes, and you can also buy things from it.
So, if I am a vendor and I sell clothes in terminals, how is this site going to be available?
So, you can sign up with and then help to type this thing. We use something called what we call real-time display, which is estimated time of arrival. So when you launch the app, it's going to be connected to the Google map, in which you'll be able to see your location, and then going to advertise your products to people online. Yes, that's your budget that you have.
It's just like bargaining.
So as you can see on the tab, you can have minimal and this is your max. So if you change your max price, that's the max amount that you have. So let's say 200. So as you can see, no result is found because I don't have the good for $0. So as you can see, as I have fixed and adjusted it to have the max of 200, you can see that the prices of the products here are now below 200. This has been done to be able to quickly to get or fix the allocated budget.
Do we have any other questions? Can we please give him a round of applause? Thank you, Conqueror House, for your presentation. Radiance House for the presentation of the learning app.
Good day, esteemed judges. My name is Errol Sawyer, and I'm coming from Valiant House. As we all know, education is the backbone of every society, and it is fastly evolving. but yet we still have learning systems that are outdated and old. That is where my app comes in. The name of the app is called Verify. An app that is made to help you for all young, old parents, teachers, and students. We designed it so that it has a simple user interface for quick understanding. So here we have the app. It's an app that helps you learn science, math. It's an app used for science, math, English, and more. For our website, we use JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. The JavaScript is the backend of the app, which makes all our buttons functional. The HTML is the main body of the website. And finally, we have the CSS, which is used for all the designs and decorations in the app. So, let me give you a quick demonstration of how the app works. First of all, once you open the app, you get put in the home page, which has sciences, English, and for this is living and non-living. The topic is not living and non-living things. We can just read through this and start a quiz. So as we just pick answers, it's going to record all your wrong mistakes. And when you're done with your tests, it gives you your score and your overall percentage. And then back at the home page, it has a mistake reviewer which shows all the mistakes you've made across your mistakes. If you pick it, you have the chance to answer all these queries. So once you pick all the answers, it helps you to understand it more. It also has what we know as content packs, which you can get to broaden. Example, let me pick Geography Explorers. If we press Insert Selected Presets, it is going to add a new topic to our website. And here we have the new topic. And it also adds it to a topic wheel. It also adds it to a topic wheel, which you can use for. It has a sleek user interface, which helps for easy understanding as well. Okay. If you look through all these, we can find the View Account Reports, which shows each student's progress individually and how far they've gone in their studying. In conclusion, my app is built to help people from all backgrounds understand and learn because technology is the future of tomorrow. Thank you.
Can we please give him a round of applause? I would like to hear from the judges if they have any remarks, comments, or questions.
You have a nice design and it's an advanced technology, but how is it sufficient, or how will it help someone that is in a rural community? Can this site work offline?
Yes, it can, sir. Yes, it can. Yes, sir. Our site can be accessed both offline and online for both rural and urban for both people in rural and urban areas.
I have a question. Can you give two examples? Okay, we just one example of this app.
Okay, yes. So, for example, we can use U-lesson as an example.
It's not. There is an app that is used generally for assignments. For let me give you some others.
Yes, so for example, U-lesson. U-lesson is an Android app.
Yes, U-lesson is part of it.
Yes, you can also use Google Classroom as an example.
That is a very good one.
Thank you, sir. Please, can we give him another round of applause as he leaves while we have Victory House coming for their fashion designing app.
Good everyone. Good everyone. My name is Ibai Joshua. Here with me, we have Theo Metal, and I'm here to talk about a passion app we created, Victory House created, by name Starnest. So the purpose we created this app was to have an easy access to fashion clothes, and also to make people order without actually stressing themselves. So here, as you can see, we have courses, and when you go to our course, you can actually learn how to, from one of the best fashion designers, you can actually learn how to make and actually know how the procedures and things to create a fashion school and fashion clothes. And also, we also have the shop. Yeah, we have the shop. So this enables you to add to your cart. So when you add to your cart, you can easily get your fashion clothes and jewelry or whatever you want without with ease delivered to you.
On the other hand, we have the private designer section. This is where you see the top 10 best designers on the website. You see their stars rating, you see everything, the works they have brought out, and you are able and you gain points. So after making payments, when you buy the material or something, you gain points that can enable you to buy stuff on the website as material also. So after buying an item, let me give you an example. Put this in my cart and I check out. When we go to history, you see what you have bought. So you can take record of all the transactions on the website. Then we have the measurement. In case you don't want to buy from the website and you want one of the top designers on the website to give you a deal or sew a clothing for you, you can come put in your height, your weight and everything, and you'll be able to message them and be able to interact with them and get your order out.
Okay, thank you. Please give them a round of applause. We'd like to hear from our judges if they have any comments or questions.
So it's meant to be person. Then to you, I noticed that you use currency that is not volatile. Understand? You have to make it central so that we'll be able to understand what you're doing. But round of applause to all of you that look the site. You did very well, and I believe tomorrow you will do better.
There are very, very beautiful presentations. To develop app, very simple. I was not used coding to develop app. I use templates, already existing templates to develop app. There's so many of them. There's one I normally use, they call it scripture admin. I develop scripture apps. Lunar app, you have devotional app, you have leaders app, you have plenty of them. The template will be there, just decide the necessary. And the app will be attached to your app, ready for use.
Thank you, sir. Please, can we give a round of applause to them?
Kind of a reward system that encourages you to continue, just like how you, again, that promoted to encourage and make the study process more interesting. I don't know if there's a way to tap into your education software that you are working on, and then the other on the for me, because I'm not physically present. So keep up the good work and be encouraged. All that is running here, you can actually put it into real life use after now. All the best and thumbs up. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
That's all I have to say there. That's all I have to say there. That's all I have to say.
And the judges, you can take your seats. Competition. While they're compiling please, we'd like to have you on stage. Please, clap for her, clap for her, clap for her. Wow. We're honored, Emmanuela, we're honored. Sorry. These laws go to shops to get clothes. Now people like to do from online. So I love that. Now we can go, let's say clothes that we can wear to events. Do we have any? I would like to say once the judges are ready, please alert me. So as I from this event. I'm very sure teachers have also learned something. I'm also since she's not here, I'll call on her daughter, Chisim Diri, also too. Chisim, please clap for Chisim. Yes, Chisim. Yes, clap for her, Chisim. It's an honor to have you. Thank you, ma'am. Please clap for her.
Okay, I learned so many things, but the particular thing I think is the fashion app. You know, I'm a fashion person, so I picked something from them. Thank you.
Yes, I'm pretty sure many of us here are fashion people. I'd also like to say something so that some of these apps do not make the human ways. I would like to call on somebody that to tell us her experience in the media of this event. Dominion, please can you make your
Hello everyone. First and foremost, I want to this is a step in the wheel of progress. Please clap for yourselves once more. Just a gentle reminder that all the co-curricular activities we are going to try our best impossible to ensure that every learner is doing very well. So that at the end of the day, we will have functionaries. We don't want educators to be masterminding certain programs anymore. We want to inculcate those values into you so that even when we are not around, you will smoothly anchor a program and participate. Educators will just be there to ensure that there is proper supervision. Honestly speaking, I want to give double thumbs up to Kay Grace Bar. She did exceedingly well. Please, the round of applause once more for her. And I want to believe strongly that moving on, we are going to also recruit other people, courtesy of the press club, because I believe that we also have very sound minds there who will give it their input. Please, if you feel you can function very well in the press club, there's nothing wrong. Come and then we'll put you through. And we also have competent educators who will also help us in moving these things forward. And secondly, I just want to inform of correction now. Are we together, learners? Please. I know sometimes because of stage fright or phobias, we tend to utter certain words that are not appropriate for the occasion or situation where we find ourselves. A couple of times we heard people in the course of the presentation making reference to you guys. You guys. It's very wrong. You don't address elders as you guys. You can quietly say panel of judges. They are judges. Don't say you guys. That word is quite offensive. So please, moving on. All those slang words, I know it is your Gen Z generation, but please, for the sake of respect, give respect to whom respect is what? Due. And give honor to whom honor is due. So at this point in time, I would like to give the microphone to the judges to give us the verdict on the science fair. Let the best house win. A round of applause once more to yourselves.
Okay. You people performed very, very, very well. It was a wonderful one indeed. And from the apps, to the letter system, the respiratory system, and so on and so forth. It was so good. I'll start from the bottom to the first. The fourth position goes to Concord. And I want to say congratulations to all the 4 houses. You all did very well. Like I normally say, we don't have, there is no loser and there is no winner. Everybody is a winner. And we do hope that the upcoming science fair will be much better than today's. Thank you so much and God bless everyone.
I would now like to call on Arabella Maji for the closing prayer.
We are now in prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for a successful event we had today. Thank you for all the experiments and the projects that we have seen today. Thank you because